We are live. Hey, y'all, welcome back. We are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is your boy James, and you're on my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Not gonna happen this video, but that's okay because you know what? We lived to fight another day. She's gone, but she popped back up. Give it up for my girl, Mrs. Best, y'all.
Hi, I have no idea what's happening with StreamYard. It's making me. I'm black, y'all. I'm very chocolate, but I'm not this chocolate. I
You
swear
can go
to
off
you.
camera for the whole video if you want.
Okay, I might have to because it's not working out.
Yeah, just go off camera. That's fine. Just go off camera. That's cool. You guys can hear, but you won't be able to see her. Yeah, StreamYard has been acting up. So you might even see me go off camera because I don't have any bars right now and I'm scared it's gonna stop my whole life. So I may go off camera here and there. But y'all, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It was a pretty good episode. They started off, they smoothing their way in, and then they try. And I know it was going to hit the ship and hit the fan. So, and I like that they do that. I like they reel us in, and then they just boom, just drop us in some shit. So, the episode starts off actually with Lisa and Meredith. They're over there strolling. Now, Meredith, I have a question for you. I don't know if you'll ever answer it, but Meredith, do you have a car? I just want to know.
You know what? I've never seen her driving.
I've never seen you drive. Do you have a license? Because I'm always seeing you get dropped off by the same Chevy Suburban. So I need to know, do you drive? And not that it matters, because I know you live in New York sometimes. So not that it matters, but I just wanted to know. I was curious. But anyways, Lisa pulls up, they meet up, they begin talking. And if you guys do not know, Lisa and Meredith fell out a couple of seasons ago. Lisa had a hot mic moment where she called, and this is why I don't see it for Lisa. She called Meredith a garbage whore, and that she effed everybody up.
Slept with half of New York.
Half of New York. And I was like, and do y'all realize how big New York is? And I couldn't get over the garbage whore comment. I was like, I ain't never heard nobody call nobody no garbage whore. I'm like, damn. So Meredith was in her right to feel a certain kind of way. I don't even remember what Meredith even did to Lee. Oh, was it about Mary? Some shit. It was some shit. It was stupid. Whatever it was. It didn't warrant whatever Lisa did in that bathroom on the hot mic moment. It didn't warrant all that. But they end up talking, and they bring up that situation. And they both had said, maybe we took it too far, and Lisa agrees, we probably did. So they decide to go ahead and squash it. In the midst of this, they catch up with the kids. They catch up with their husband. Lisa also mentions that, her son Jack is actually going on a mission. Now, remember, Lisa is a converted Mormon because she married a Mormon. So she converted into Mormonism. And her son is a Mormon and is going to go on a mission. He doesn't know where he's going yet. And she was just throwing out all the possibilities. She was talking about Milan, Turkey, California, Arkansas. And you never know where you're going. So, so you just never know. But I was looking at it when Lisa said, I want him to go to Milan because that would be awesome. And I'm like, it's not shopping. It's not a trip. This is him doing the work of the Lord, him knocking on doors, as Heather mentions later on this episode, which we'll get to in a minute. But how did you feel about Meredith and Lisa coming together, Mrs. Best?
Well, here's the thing. I don't like either of them hoes. So I just want to know who Meredith's doctor is and why they keep giving her facelifts and all of these things, but they're not taking care of her wrinkles and crow's feet. I'm like, do you have to go to a separate doctor for that? As for them meeting up, they had history prior to the show and all of that. They were some of the cast who were actually close together. So I just feel like I'm sick of Meredith. I think that's what it is. Lisa is Lisa. I feel like Lisa gives a fuck about her kids, her husband, her business, and that's it. I feel like Meredith is also the same way. I just get annoyed with her because every time she's mad about anything, she's mad forever. Take the bathtub thing. That's her tagline now. when I was watching the theme song, her tagline, she mentioned that damn bathtub.
They all were stupid. They all were ridiculous. So I ain't gonna go over it. Y'all can watch the taglines. They have it on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description if I have to.
Yeah, but the two of them together, I'm just like, I don't think it'll ever be the same. I think that when you say certain things about people, especially when you say things, for me at least, when people say things out of anger, sadness, or being inebriated under drugs or alcohol, I believe you when you say certain stuff. I think it's just
me too. I'm one of those people as well.
Yeah, so
I
don't think they'll get back. I feel like Meredith is only trying to do this because since season 1, we've dealt with Meredith and her grudges, and she knows that people are sick of it. I really want her to ask her doctor what she can do about all them wrinkles, because it looks weird when your face has gone backwards 10 years, but your skin is still right there at 50. So,
I mean, it's like, I don't know what she did. I don't even want to know what she did personally. But, you know, she went from being looking like that candle from she looked like the killer from House of Wax. If y'all don't know what that is, go Google the killer from House of Wax.
Don't you have a review of it up on your page?
I do, but I don't have me watching the movie. I actually have me narrating because I was in that movie. So yeah, I have me narrating it. So, but overall, that's, you know, that was Lisa Meredith's little scene. We then pan over to, you know, Heather getting out her Range Rover. We see this the entire first 2 episodes. I'm like, y'all just gonna see that? Y'all must like her car or something. Y'all can't constantly see her getting out her car. It's annoying to me. Whitney shows up and they are going to this bath place or pool place. Some, like, I guess I don't know what it was. It was weird.
Look, sunburned like nobody.
Right. I thought that was makeup at first. I was like, did she do her makeup like that?
And I'm like, why is she selling skincare products? When she said that years ago, I was like, you look like a cherry that's been boiled.
She looked good on Watch What Happens Live, but she looked. Yeah, I noticed that too. I thought that was makeup at first, like, because I said, why she do her makeup like that? Like, that's crazy to me. It was all red and her cheeks was all puffy.
I'm gonna blush in my arm.
Yeah, like the hell. I was like, okay, like, yeah. So they start talking, you know, about the event and how it went. You know, they were talking about Monica, and she was talking about she liked Monica, and then also they brought up Lisa and Meredith. So I guess, I don't know if Heather just heard it wrong, but they start talking about her book or whatever, or no, not the book. They talk about Jack and him going on a mission, and Lisa mentioning that. And I was like, Heather, you heard this conversation wrong, but continue on, Heather. So Heather was like, I don't think Lisa really understands what that entails. And I'm looking at Heather, and I'm actually agreeing with Whitney on this one. And this is I'm gonna explain something for y'all, because I know this is my first time reviewing Salt Lake City. I don't know if I said it in my last video, so I'll say it in this one. I don't like Whitney.
Oh,
I don't like her. I don't like Whitney. I don't like Heather. Oh, let me give y'all a list. Because I think I did say it. I don't like Whitney. I don't like Heather. I don't like Lisa. I don't like Meredith. This was the surprise. Monica won me over, y'all, this episode.
Oh, yeah, I like Monica.
Monica won me over. I didn't think she would, but Monica won me over. So she's on my good side for now. That shit can change.
She won a lot of people over.
But she won me over. Y'all know I love Mary. Mary's one of my top 5 favorite housewives. Y'all know I love Mary. And Angie K, we're going to get to it in a minute. And who am I missing? That's everybody. Okay. So, yeah. So, Heather's like, I think I need to have a conversation with Lisa so I could tell her, because I don't know if she really understands what that entails. And Whitney's like, no, I don't think you should. Now, let's play devil's advocate, because to me, it seemed like Lisa's son already made up his mind about going on the mission. It's like he's already wrote a letter to them saying he was doing it. So if worse comes to worse, like, because Lisa seemed proud of it, like she was happy about it in this episode. Last episode, she was crying about it. But do you really feel like Heather should go tell Lisa? Like, do you really think that would be a bad thing if she did it? Like,
it's not her fucking business. It's not her child. So, and then Heather has a bad relationship and experience with the Mormon religion, rightfully so. I don't believe in many of their beliefs. I think they contradict themselves on a lot of things. That's just my personal opinion on that religion. But yeah, especially as a woman who's had a negative experience, Lisa has not had that experience. She's somehow a Mormon who's able to drink alcohol, curse, and be on TV. So these are things that go against that religion. So it seems like there may be a different standard. It's just a different situation. The other thing is her son's about to be a grown ass man. He's about to be legally on his own. So I don't like when housewives with kids that are damn near grown, like, try to make them a part or point in their storylines. Like, personally, oh my God, personally, I just feel as though it doesn't work. But Lisa's gonna probably keep him there because that's what she does. But it's not Heather's place because you can't say anything from a fair standpoint. They put your ass out. So
yeah, that's true. That's why I asked that question, because I feel like for me, I kind of went back and forth with this in my mind. I kind of feel like, yeah, maybe because she has the experience, so maybe that might be good for her. But then again, I'm like, no, mind your business, because it ain't got shit to do with you. And just because that was your experience, I mean, that'll be his. So
I just think with religion and politics, leave that alone. But it's hard because it's Salt Lake City. But outside of speaking about your individual situation, leave the shit alone, Heather. But it seems like Heather's just looking for a way to stay relevant, in my opinion.
Right. So I'm about to be all over the place on this review, guys. I know this was not the order of the episode, but I need to get this off my chest. So Angie K, what the fuck was her husband's name? I didn't already forgot already. Then let me look at my notes real quick. So Angie K, we meet her family. She has a 12-year-old little daughter, a cute little girl, and she has a husband. They own salons and also a beauty school. So, she said that she met her husband. She was modeling in this magazine, and he did her hair. And she thought he was so fine. He had muscles and everything. And, cut to, I think they've been together, 20 some years or something like that. It was 20, 25 years, something like that. What is Angie K's husband's name before I forget? But anyways, she and they're making a salad. They having lunch, and she mentions that he asked her how the event went, and she said it was a nice time, even though I wasn't invited. I went with Lisa, and she said, it's crazy because I've known Heather since high school. We weren't friends, but we had, kind of an intermingle of friends. So she was friends with my best friend, and I was friends with her best friend, something like that. So Angie K, what I love about Angie K is that she has such a selective, distinctive memory, because she forgets that she started the rumor about Jen and Heather Scissoring, which I don't know. I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they did this. I'm not saying Heather really did do that. I'm not saying Jen really did do that, but it did kind of give that kind of energy. So I can understand where she got that from, but that shit was still wrong, Angie K. So she then talks, to her husband, about how, she wished she could squash it with, Heather and kind of move forward. And also she talks about Monica as well, which I'm gonna get into Monica in a minute. I'm gonna do a segue around in a circle. No, I'm go Monica now, because I'm gonna get to, because they didn't do it in this scene, they did it in the other scene. So we got what's Angie? Damn, I didn't forgot Angie K's husband. Angie K's husband, that's who we're gonna be in this video. Next video I have it. So we then move on to Monica. Now, what I loved about Monica in this scene is how authentic. She didn't care about y'all filming at her house, her actual house, Jen Shaw. She didn't care about, y'all seeing how small and petite, and how, I don't think she's broke, but how middle class she really is. Like, she didn't care about all that. So she was talking about her story. She's originally from Massachusetts. I don't think she said Boston. I could be mistaken. But she's from Massachusetts. She moved to Utah. I believe she said, I don't think she said for college, but she said she just moved to Utah. And then her family followed behind her and moved to Utah. But she did grow up Mormon. and she also married into the Mormon lifestyle and religion. Now, one thing that she mentioned, I'm gonna kind of skip ahead because I have to. This shit was the funniest shit to me. So she said that she was in an entanglement. She was married to her husband. She had an entanglement for 18 months, divorced him. I don't know if she still slept with that same man again, but they divorced for a second time. But what she neglected to mention in this first episode, which I thought was hilarious, was that the entanglement was with her brother-in-law, her husband's sister's husband. I said, well, goddamn. I said, wait a minute. I had to rewind that. I said, you slept with your brother-in-law for 18 months. She felt guilty and she had got excommunicated from the church. And of course, the man who she had the affair with got to stay. I said, y'all Mormons show will protecting men. Something else. If I
they
didn't know any
protect
better.
men, child abuse, child molestation, sexual
Yeah.
assault. There's documentaries on basically the fucked up shit that they believe. So
Right. So, and I just thought that was hilarious to me. And I was like, okay, Monica, this you starting to get on my good side. And then she talks to her mother. Her mother comes over, as she's, doing her business. She owns what is those things, those little wraps called when you hold the baby? I don't remember what she said. I just know that that's what she owns. And she's doing pretty good for herself. Obviously it pays the bills. And she was telling her mom, she's in a new circle with all these new women and they have a lot more money than she does. And she went into the Louis Vuitton store and she bought a bag because she wanted to make sure that she looked the part. Now, when she said that, I was like, see, I like you, but if you was real about yours, you would just stand in the shit, be like, yeah, I got this purse from Ross and this is what I'm rocking. Oh, well. Because Whitney wasn't that girl her first season. Let's not get that shit twisted. Whitney wasn't that girl. So there wasn't and a lot of them don't have as much wealth as they claim they do. So, Monica, I wish you wouldn't have did that, but I understood that in the same moment. So how did you feel about Monica's breakdown and her story and her background?
I think her breakdown is why people started to like her this season. I don't think we would have liked her if we didn't get a piece of her. We don't always want to see somebody who's hella rich, eating caviar, walking around with a Chanel bag. Like that shit matters to the housewives, but it does not matter to most people. Honestly, even people who are rich and not on television aren't doing all of that. My husband works for Tesla for over 7 years, and Elon Musk was in there all the time in regular clothing. Like, people with true money ain't concerned about showing all of that. This is just a facade for the TV. So I did like that she shared that, but then at the same time, I was like, girl, you really crying, but at least you can afford to just walk in Louis Vuitton and get a bag.
That's what I'm saying. At least you could do it. I mean, most people can't even do it. But as I said, if you was a real one about it, you would rock your purse from Ross and call it a day. Like you wouldn't be worried about these ladies and what they got and all this. But I get that is intimidating. I understand. Plus, she's around our age, so I get where she's coming from. So in terms of that, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to talk about this whole dinner scene with Angie K, her husband Sean. Sean is his name, y'all. I finally read my notes. Sean is his name. I'm gonna talk about Justin and also Whitney. They met up for dinner and they're kind of getting to know each other. Whitney loves Angie K. Whitney was like, "Oh, Angie K is so nice, and I like her, swagger and everything." And I'm looking at Whitney.
Whitney likes to put up with her because apologies, my neighbor's dog is barking. But yeah, Whitney is at this point just aligning with whoever will tolerate her. I think most of the women have figured out she's messy and miserable.
She is miserable, and I want her to admit that. I'm getting to a point where you saw that the grass ain't as green as on the other side, which you marrying this older ass man, an older man, and cheating on your first husband. You realize that grass ain't so much greener because he lost his job. Your business just started, and now y'all have to kind of fluctuate how this money's being spent. So yeah, it's given, you really didn't know what you was getting yourself into. But let's talk about Angie K and Sean for a second. So they start talking about their dynamic of their marriage, and they reveal, well, Angie K reveals that they sleep in the same bed with their 12-year-old daughter every night. Now, I said, what? Yeah, let me repeat this again. Angie K and her husband Sean have put on national TV that they sleep with their 12-year-old daughter in the same bed. 12 years old. And it's not like they got an itty bitty little 1-bedroom apartment. They got a big ass fucking house. Why is this little girl sleeping in the bed with y'all? That's my first question. And Sean, I have my good eye on you because I think I know what I'm looking at here. I believe I know. That. I think I know what I'm looking at here. And Angie K, I don't want to say you stupid, but I didn't like you last season. And I'm going to try to go easy on you this season because I know you was manipulated and influenced by Jen Shaw. I get it. So I'm going to go easy on you this season. But this was not the move. This was not the way sway. This was fucking ridiculous that you actually put that shit out on national TV like this and embarrassed your little daughter like that.
There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot to say about that scene. Like, I was watching it, and that's the thing I do like about Salt Lake City is, like you said, it could be one thing, and then they calmly put shit into you. And I'm like, you're in this, but you
right.
And then he met
Whitney was now. See, this is the one time I agree with Whitney. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out where do y'all fuck at? Oh, I don't even want to picture that because I don't believe they fuck at all.
But that's a valid question.
Yes.
Where do you fornicate? I need to know because I'm like, if the girl, it's a big bed. It's very weird that
it's weird. It's strange, and to me, it's like. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna say it. I don't really care. This is my channel. It seemed like this is a beard situation. It feel like the baby was an and you keep her in that bed so that man won't touch you. That's what it looked like to me. Or he don't want to touch her. It's one of the two. And I'm sorry, like that was something you should have never revealed on TV. You should have never revealed that. I would have never said that. So
she's too big for that. I just think
she's 12.
That's really weird. I don't want.
This girl's a teenager.
I understand that's her daddy, but that's still a grown ass man too. Just like, why?
That's wild to me. I'm sorry. That was just when she said that. Like I had to rewatch the whole episode again.
But Angie K's whole dynamic with her home life. I didn't watch the last season, y'all, because when
they didn't show much of it. They didn't show much of it because this was never revealed. Like they looked like they were in love last season. So now that I'm seeing them this season, I'm questioning everything now because that was weird to me. And not to mention he was a hairstylist in the 90s. So then you kind of make me feel like, okay, so you live in Utah, you a hairstylist in the 90s. That means you are in a safe space to be what I believe you are. I'm sorry. I think he waited for that little girl to get 18 so he can then come out to her because that's what y'all being do. Y'all being sleazy as hell for doing that shit. That is crazy as hell. But yeah, when she said that, I was like, oh my God.
Well, I didn't even. Her marriage had a lot of cracks because she made a comment on the show. She was like, the way things go in my life, my daughter, my business, and then my poor husband. I was like,
oh, that's what I forgot to mention about that scene. Thank you for bringing that up.
Your fucking husband comes after your business.
Well, that's the security blanket. That's the security blanket.
No, but like,
so, yeah, that's what she's saying.
Anyone who's married knows that if someone says that, they're not going to be married forever.
I don't want them to. I want him to find his truth, and I want Angie K to stop opening her mouth. Point blank, period. Because you dig in the hole with your tongue, and it's ridiculous. It's so stupid. Like for you to reveal that on national TV, and then think of it as like she said it like it was normal. that was another issue. I was like, no, that's not normal. That's ridiculous.
It's not normal. You look like those people who breastfeed a 7-year-old. Stop. What's the point in wasting money on that big ass house when you're all in the same room? You could be in a fucking condo saving money and leaving more money for your daughter.
I'm just saying, y'all could have moved in a 1-bedroom apartment if y'all was gonna do all this. Like, this is ridiculous. That was just moving on, y'all, because I can go all night with this. I really can, because that shit blew my mind. So, moving on from there, we then go over to Meredith. Now, Meredith has set up. She was called to host. It was a drag queen hotel in Palm Springs. I've heard of this. Trixie Motel. I've heard of this.
$700 a night. It's in the middle of nowhere in a middle class neighborhood, and it operates like a motel. So you just put your card on file. There's absolutely nothing special about this place that makes it different from your Best Western or Holiday Inn, aside from the point that it is $400 to $700 a night, $700 on weekends. And the hotel is retro pink. So everything is pink, and they've got it set up like a hotel in the 70s, per se. That's it. I looked it up because I was like, I can drive to Palm Springs. So I was like, maybe I'll go. Let's see.
So there was one of my friends was hosting an event there. I believe this was the same place. And I didn't go because one, there wasn't enough rooms, and I'm like, hotel ain't got enough rooms. So, and they were like, okay, well, you can get a hotel somewhere else and then come to the event. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that if I can't stay at the actual place, because the hotel that I found was literally 30 miles away. So I was like, no, there's no way. And it was like, I forgot. I think it was in like Indio or Blythe. It wasn't Blythe. It was Indio or something like that. I was like, no, I ain't doing that. So I never did go. But I just remember like thinking to myself, dang, I forgot about that whole situation. So seeing it, I was like, oh, but you got Meredith to host the event and you knew Whitney longer? Trixie, I'm going to need you to clarify that. Bravo in that call center. Why y'all set Meredith up like this? All to reveal Angie K's appearance, because this was stupid. But you know what cracked me? Yeah. So Mary has a meme floating around, y'all. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick, because Mary's meme is hilarious. So we showed Mary at her house with her son, and she's calling the hotel because she wants to know if they have Dom Perignon and what are their what did she say? Room service menus. And the faces she was making the entire time, I could not keep a straight face whatsoever looking at her.
Her son,
her hair is everywhere.
Her son was dying laughing, and I was here for it. I said, I know he loves his mom. You could say what you want to say about Mary, but when it comes to her child, he don't have no problem being around his mama.
You know what it is, honestly? People think Mary is crazy, but Mary's not crazy. Mary is definitely astute and she's present. The problem with Mary is she's awkward.
The people who think that Mary is crazy are the people who look like the women on this show with snowflakes. It's not my channel. I don't give a fuck. That's the truth. Black people, minority people, we get it. We get it. I guarantee we all got a Mary Cosby in our family. I know the fuck I do. Okay. I would say eccentric, which psychologically is a term that is something when somebody acts differently or is off from the rest of society. But what it actually means psychologically is that they're much smarter in terms of intelligence and cognitive abilities than the rest of this cast. And that is why these women are like, Mary Cosby, you're back? Oh shit. That's why they shook that she's back, because she's smart as hell. Eccentric people usually are very fucking smart.
No, she's not. It's beyond smart. She's astute, because she called all the drama right from the beginning. And so Mary's the first person to show up at the airport, which I was shocked. I was like, Mary showing up first. So then the rest of the girls get there except for Whitney and also Angie K, because Angie K wasn't invited. But before I go there, let me go. I'm skipping ahead. let me go ahead and do the Whitney and Monica scene real quick because you know Monica's being fair and getting to know everybody. So she's getting to know Heather. They talk about Mormon common stuff that they talked about. I didn't really care about the underwear and everything they talked about in that scene. That was stupid as hell. I could have lived on from that. But they bring up Angie K. And that's when Heather brings up Angie K mentioning that her and Jen was scissoring in the bed. She didn't like that. She thought that was, why would you spread those rumors about me and everything, or not really spread rumors, but say it on national TV. Then she says, I just don't like her. And you could tell Monica was sort of questioning, herself about Angie K. Like, cause she kind of had like this blank look, like it wasn't so much an aha moment. It was like a maybe something happened with Angie K and Jen that she kind of remembered, because she had a look on her face that made her question that. So I just wanted y'all to keep that in mind, because I hear there is a group shift that happens later on in this season. You'll see her hanging with Angie K and Lisa, but then that goes away. So that's what the streets are saying. So moving back to Palm Springs, Lisa is in the airport acting a fucking fool because she lost one of her rings that cost $60,000. She wears 3 rings, on her ring finger. I was with Mary Cosby on this one. Now, I believe, this is my opinion, and then we'll ask Mrs. Best her opinion. Now, I believe that all 3 of those rings equate to $60,000. I could believe that. But there's no way in hell you're going to tell me 1 out of the 3 equals $60,000. Lisa, get the fuck out of here. I'm with Mary on this one. Them rings don't add up to no damn $60,000. Mary said that shit so calm and with confidence. She like, there's no way.
You don't trust the price that anyone quotes who talks like this because they were really concerned about the ring and then how it fell off her finger when she went to pull her pants up. You don't trust anybody who talks like that when they quote you a price. You bullshitting with yourself. I need a receipt, bitch. That's how
Me too, because you couldn't even get your jeweler on the phone to, an insurance claim and all that. You couldn't even get them on the phone.
For those unsure, like, I don't know who's obsessed with jewelry. I'm not a jewelry person at all. I just have a ring that's worth $3,000 and it's smaller, but I'm just like, can it be seen? It can't really be seen. It's a 2 set. And each ring you could have bought separately, the wedding band or the engagement ring, which is usually how it goes, but they have their own prices. So if someone has like a bunch of rings stacked on them, right? And they're saying it's $60,000 and it's just a little bit bigger than the $3,000 one on my finger, then basic mathematical, work would lead us to assume, if we're playing with averages and percentages, that the median is not $60,000. Now, it did look like that could have been like a $20,000 ring, maybe $25,000.
Yeah, I'll give her that.
Did not look like $60,000.
No.
Now, if you multiply 20 times 3, if you take $3 $20 bills, y'all, what you gonna have? $60. So
no, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Let me back you up a little bit.
I feel like she has each ring worth about $20K.
No. I'm gonna stop you right there. I disagree. So she can have her opinion. Let me have mine. Them rings is 15 grand each. That's 15, 30, 45. You have 10,000 for commission and then 5,000 for tax. That's 60,000. I'm not playing with Lisa this season.
I see what you're saying.
I am not playing with Lisa this season. Lisa, no, I'm sorry. There's absolutely no way in hell I'm believing that shit. So thank you. No, thank you. And they went on and on and on with this shit for I don't know how long, but it was at least 7 minutes of this episode.
I'm just gonna say this: if the ring was sentimental, it wouldn't just fall off your finger. You'd get it sized correctly. Because I tell you this, cheaper or not, I have to do a little bit of that to free my finger. So,
and I'm just saying, and this is just me, y'all. I'm not trying to be funny, but I have never in my life seen someone. First of all, I know women who don't even travel with their wedding sets, like because
I don't ever wear the engagement part, the one with the big stone. because I was at a public bathroom and they do get latched to stuff. If your spouse actually got you a stone, it'd be latched to my braid. So I keep it in the closet because I'm scared I'm gonna get robbed because people look at me when I have it on, or I don't know what the fuck. But I know most of the people I know who are married, family members, people have been married 50, 70 years. Like, we not wearing that big part of the ring. Like, if you really value it, if it was really sentimental, it's at home in your jewelry box, locked up.
Well, and I don't know who. I think it was Adrienne Bailon. She says she wears a replica of her actual ring. She said she had it made to fit, and then she locked up the real one in her safe, which is smart because with a replica, you can't really tell the difference these days. So, just do that. But Lisa, come on now. You went on and on and on with this bullshit. Mary was sitting there at that big ass wig over there looking like Tasmanian devil. I said, Mary, come on now with this wig. Mary, come on now. For you to be one of the, for you to have a full head of hair.
You had the most money.
For you to be the richest one on this damn show. You need to tell me you can't get some locks or some braids or wear your hair. Just wear your hair. You ain't ashamed of coming on camera with it. Obviously, we see that. So just wear your hair. Like, the fuck. Every time Mary got on them wigs, I'd be like, Mary, come on now. Like, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, Mary's beautiful. She really is. She's a beautiful lady. She, for her to be her age, looks like she's in great shape. She can never get this hair together, and the fashions be all over the place too. And I'm just like, Mary, if I had to see one episode where you ain't got it together, I'm like, ugh. Come on now, Mary. You got me with the streaky wig first episode. Now you got this big ass wig that look like it weighed 35 pounds. I'm gonna need you to stop now.
I just don't expect good hair from Mary Cosby. I expect her to get these boring bitches together, or to say or do things that's going to make these boring bitches interesting. I was happy to see that they was filming her in her house, and I'm going to address the call center again on behalf of James Jackson and Watch Your Mouth Reviews Enterprise. We are just wondering, we're truly wondering if Mary Cosby is being paid more than the rest of these hoes, because so far they're giving us nothing. Angie K, not earned a paycheck. You have not earned a paycheck, but I feel like Monica is working for a check. Heather, she's on thin ice, but she's trying too. I'm just not feeling.
Honestly, all of these women have been teetering the worth their paycheck. So yeah, I agree. Bravo in that call center. I need y'all to send a message up to headquarters. I need y'all to let them know we need a representative to tell us if Mary Cosby is making more. You ain't got to tell me how much she make. You just got to tell me that she's making more than Heather. Because I know Heather and Lisa are making the most right now. So I would like to know if she's making more than them, or she better be making the exact same amount. Whatever that is, she better be making that exact same amount, because she is already carrying this season. It ain't been 2 episodes. Come on now. She has been hilarious this entire time, giving us faces, reading everybody. Come on now. Y'all can't do this to us. Either make her a full-time cast member and let this be her shit, or make sure she's paid well. Because I don't mind her being a friend of the show, because we see more of her than we see some of the actual main cast members. So I don't mind that. But yeah, I'm glad she said it, because I would have forgot. So, But moving on, y'all. The ladies on their way. Mind you, I said Whitney and Angie K are there early because Whitney knows Trixie. And Angie K is the surprise guest. She's not supposed to be there. So, they're in the pool just laughing, giggling, and contemplating, like, oh, what do you think is going to happen when they find out that I'm here and I'm the +1? And I'm just like, as if you're fucking 16.
Whitney, that's why nobody likes Whitney.
Like,
the commentary she made where she was like, gotta find a way to mark my territory. Bitch, you don't have a territory. Your territory is old as hell and ready to fall. Go make sure that man had his 401k or IRA set up, because it may be too old for his ass to start another career. Go do that. Why? And then Angie K, she bothers me. She reminds me of an anteater because her face is really, really long and slender, and then her eyes are like little and right. She reminds me of an anteater. Look it up.
No, she reminds me of that shit on It. That portrait on It, the one that scared the little boy. That's what her face is shaped like. Y'all look that up. I'm telling you, she looks exactly like that. And
Listen, what?
And I'm not saying she's ugly. She's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman.
She's not unattractive, but she just the way that she is, she looks like those creatures that be up to something, scavengers. That's what she reminds me of. And then to align with Whitney, they age everybody. Talking about we're the youngest ones here. Okay, and your husband is questionable as fuck on if he actually really wants to, deal with your lady parts. And Whitney, your husband's unemployed, accused scam artist, and look like he don't want you either. So I'm just over here looking at these.
He made sure to show his ass up for Watch What Happens Live. He made sure to show his ass up. So
where else is he going to get a check, James?
Well, hell, I don't know. I don't know the man. I don't know him. I don't care because I don't like Whitney. You know what it is about Whitney? She plays this. She likes to play stupid. And I think that's what Barry Cosby was trying to get out of her, but couldn't. That's where the little girl comes from, because Barry Cosby couldn't really expose her the way she wanted to, because who's going to believe the black lady over the crying white lady? Because, white women tears are always protected.
That's the thing. In Utah, I've been to Salt Lake a bunch of times. They racist as hell out there. I mean, just literally sitting at a traffic light in the car, they're looking over in disgust. I've had people roll the window down when I was in Salt Lake. Like, why are you here? We have enough of your people coming here. Like, just openly racist as shit. So I believe, and that's been my issue with this show, that is going to translate from the cast because they live in this area that is like this. Now, it doesn't mean all people who are there are that way, but it is a fact. That's how Jenny Nguyen slipped on. And I'm just looking at some of the women on this cast, and I do think Whitney is one of them who acts a little cool, but I feel like if Mary didn't look the way Mary did, then Whitney probably wouldn't have been the way that she was towards her or with certain things. And that's what people don't understand with Mary too, is Mary can't even behave the way she wants to behave. That's why we get so many scenes of her making comments to herself or talking shit to herself, because she can't say and do what these other women do, or she'll be treated entirely.
Which is why I loved when Jenny Nguyen threw that glass at her, that she continued to walk away and she didn't cause no scene. Because let me explain something to you. Because if y'all don't understand something, Mary Cosby, when Jen was she got in Jen's ass that first season. If y'all don't remember, go back and watch that. She got in Jen's ass, and I believe that if Jen pressed her, Mary would have punched her ass. Her or not. Mary would have punched her ass. Like, I could see it. I could clearly see that's what she was going to do. But Mary, she said, okay, I can't do this season. So I'm going to go ahead. And when I see this lady making microaggressions at me, I'm just going to shut the hell up because I ain't going to give her what she wants. She wants the angry black lady to come out, but it ain't going to happen. So
listen, if somebody's threatening you and stuff, I get it. But I think this is an important lesson African Americans have to understand when talking about dealing with racism. It's not always trying to overcome it or stop it. We have to also understand how to deal with it when it happens to us. And what Mary did, that's what I did when I was in Utah and that person was racist. I just rolled my window up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to entertain you, because the moment as a person of color you react, you're confirming their negative bias about you. So you really do have to be careful with how you act. And Mary understands that. So that's why I give her grace. I love Mary. But Whitney, I think there's some shit that'll come out about Whitney in the next
period. I can't wait for it too. I don't have to say I wish that upon her, but I can't wait.
She's been in everybody's business, from Jen to Jenny to the fucking Angies. Whitney has been inserted herself into everybody's shit, or she started shit. And then when people try to question her, she acts like Mary
dumbfounded and starts crying, and it's like it's annoying to me because people don't see it online, and I'm like, y'all are crazy if y'all don't see this shit. Y'all are crazy if y'all don't see that this girl is literally white woman in her way into society
Oh no,
by
people
starting
see it.
shit and
They
then
see
crying.
it.
No,
But
go
the
online. Go online and go to one of the pages.
I think are just like Whitney.
Probably. I'm
And
not saying they're not, but
it.
but the shit with her and Heather, go read them comments. And I guarantee you everyone's calling Heather a bully. Go read those comments. I saw them. And I said, y'all are ridiculous for letting sweet little Whitney manipulate y'all minds to thinking that she was nowhere wrong in them situation. She's
I don't
not.
trust no bitch that's marrying somebody old enough to be their daddy. That means that you can sit. Listen, no, for real, because you can sit there and lay on your back knowing you're not attracted to this man. I don't care what you say. He is not cute. Now, some people got older men and they're cute. Whitney's husband is not cute and never has been. So you sit there and you can do all of this, fake a child, all this extra shit with somebody who you look very uncomfortable with 90% of the time. And I never trust their relationship either because they always so keen to show us, oh, we have sex. You don't have sex. You show us all. I'm telling you, you can't trust nobody like that. You can't.
Yeah, but there you go, y'all. That's it. This was all because the ladies get there. They didn't show us what happened. They didn't show the big reveal that Angie K is there. I wish they would have. Bravo in that call center. This would have been the perfect shock moment that, like, because I want to see Meredith's face. Now I have to wait.
They could have at least showed us their reactions and then the episode.
And then cut it off.
Yeah.
I want to see if Meredith's face was gonna melt to her chin. I just wanted to see it. Like I was really ready for it. So I'm mad that that's not gonna happen now. So here, y'all. That was it. That was Real Housewives. That's all they say. It was a damn good ass episode. Monica, keep it up, baby. I like you. Mary, you know, you my girl. Heather, Whitney, Meredith, Lisa, Angie K. They need to replace y'all. I'm sick of y'all.
Angie, and that's it. Needs to go of everyone. But yes, I enjoyed the recap. Thanks for having
me. Thank you for coming. It was nice, y'all. Hopefully, and also hopefully they expand more on Angie K and that husband because I need to see this because I think I'm right and I think I'm spot on. Hopefully I am. We will see. I'm calling it now so that way when y'all watch the finale or the reunion and this shit exposed, I want y'all to say I said it here first. But anyway, y'all, I'll talk to y'all soon. Go over to Mrs. Best channel now. We're going to do Love and Hip Hop Miami because we don't have Love and Hip Hop Atlanta this week.
Hallelujah.
So, so we're just going to do that recap and we'll be on her channel. And then that'll be it, y'all. But thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all of you for getting my subscriber count up there. I'm going to do more, you guys. I definitely promise. It has been fun. We are definitely keeping this live. And we will see you guys next week on my channel. Watch my reviews. See you guys. Bye.